So as he goes and he reaches, it pulls him, just a slight sensory cue, but still a sensory cue to pull him into extension. So better than us cueing them multiple times. We're using our hands for that instance, because now if this gives the cue for him to go and the reaching will as well, we can add some resistance to that reach. We can add an external cue of a target. Hello everyone. Quick one here. I just wanted to share shout out to Sam and Ryan from South College, because they came up with this idea during lab. And the reason I just love it because it's pretty simple, but it could be incredibly helpful. So they put the Theraband, just to pause here, they put the Theraband in one arm. So this could be an involved arm, and you're on this side helping them hold that arm and hold that external cue of the Theraband down into the bed or over top of your leg. They then have that band coming around the back. So right in the low part of the back, okay? Then, once we play this again, you'll see as he's reaching, so here's the other part of the band coming out. He has around his hand, so around here and then around here and all the way down here. So as he goes and he reaches, it pulls him, just a slight sensory cue, but still a sensory cue to pull him into extension. So better than us cueing them multiple times. We're using our hands for that instance, because now if this gives the cue for him to go and the reaching will as well, we can add some resistance to that reach. We can add an external cue of a target. We could put a target right here, right? Something for them to punch. If they even have a bolster standing up tall and have them punch that. But what that's allowing you to do is, so this could be, you could have some weakness in both arms, but then have them be using this on the right to strengthen. If this works well, then they could do this on their own in their room. The room exercise program, the REP. I'm trying to make a thing. Okay. But we want them to be able to do more in their room. And so if they can start to focus, and maybe you add the breathing part where they're taking a deep breath in as they're coming up and then blowing out as they come down, and then have them switch arms. So they can stay low, they can stay low like he's having them do here. And so it doesn't have to be incredibly high up because we want more function. You could cue him to add more power. So have him punch. You could have him do it with eyes closed so that he can increase his awareness of his body. So for me to do this during my session, I don't see that happening, unless I'm just like setting up the room and they're sitting in their jerry chair and I want them to do some activities on their own while I find their catheter and get the walker and get their socks or whatever, depending on your setting. But I'm looking at this as an assessment to see, does it give them a nice cue for extension and on top of that, an anterior pelvic tilt. So I just thought, you go to reach, get the anterior pelvic tilt, then have them shift forward. So now they're shifting forward. You're getting some more pre-extension phase while they're having to push down with one arm while they reach with the other. So you're coupling some motions in there. And if they're in this a high perch position, his hips are a little bit higher. The mat tables don't adjust well, but if you brought his hips up just a little bit higher and had him be able to do this on his own, then he would also get some more extremity activation. But I think I really like the getting this and then shifting forward to be able to get pre-extension. So just a way to add another externally focused cue so that they can focus on that. Layer on some eyes closed, layer on some faster to get some power, layer on a few things that they could do on their own at home that's accomplishing multiple goals. So which arm you're going to put it in, up to you. Or maybe you do both. But really being more aware of the trunk and getting some strengthening in there, because that pushing is going to sustain more activation in the trunk as well. So I think there's a lot of potential there. I would love it if you try it out and you find what works or who it worked for, please comment in the section below. If you've done a variation, please share. This is all about the sharing, so more comments and sharing for everybody would be stunning. All right, thank you all.